This is the haunted Obvodny Canal in Russia. Now it's time to tell you all about it. The canal is located in the small town of Klinskoye in the Tver region, about 25 miles from Moscow. It was built in 1816 during the reign of the last Russian Tsar, Alexander I. The name Obvodny means encircling, and that's exactly what this canal did. It encircled the town like a moat. The area had been a swamp for years, so they decided to build a canal to protect the town from flooding. The canal is still there, but it hasn't been maintained in decades. It's overgrown with weeds and the water is stagnant. He was walking home from work one evening when he disappeared without a trace. In the past, many young girls have vanished near the canal, and every time the police say that they ran away from home and will turn up somewhere someday. But the families of the girls don't believe that. We'll let you decide. Two divers decided to explore the canal. Try to stay as far away from the canal as possible, and if you happen to swim in it, watch your step, because there may be more than meets the eye. They were both experienced divers, but this was by far the scariest dive that they had ever done. As soon as they jumped into the canal, the water turned dark as ink. They couldn't see anything in front of them and they were getting scared. Then suddenly they saw the face of a little girl staring directly at them. She had a shocked expression on her face and her eyes were wide open. The divers tried to calm her down, but she kept on screaming and pointing at them. She swam closer and closer, and they could hear her breathing. Then she opened her mouth wide and lunged at them. The divers panicked and started swimming towards the surface. They had never seen anything like this before. They barely made it to the surface, and when they turned around, they saw the girl standing on the bank waving at them. Of course, they immediately drove away, but some say they never really left. The locals haven't seen the girl since, but they say that if you hear someone laughing and clapping on the bank of the canal, then you should keep on running. If you stop, then the ghost will catch up with you and drag you into the canal. They say that their daughters would never run away, and they must have been taken by the hand by something evil that lurks near the canal. Police searched for him everywhere, but his body has never been found. Then be sure to hit that like button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Leda's wife believes that he fell into the canal and was never recovered. She often comes to the canal to look for him, but she always leaves empty-handed. Some say she's crazy, but who wouldn't search for their missing husband if they believed he fell into a canal? No one dares to go near the canal after dark. That's because many people have seen strange lights coming from the overgrown weeds. At first they thought it might be foxes or other animals. They weren't scared of what lay beneath the surface, because none of the stories were true, or so they thought. As soon as they got close to the canal, they felt a cold breeze on their skin, and the hair on the back of their necks stood on end. A girl named Katya wanted to leave, but her friends told her not to be such a chicken and to just get over it. When they finally jumped into the canal, they realized that the water was freezing cold, so they quickly made their way back to shore. But as they were getting out, one of the boys slipped and fell back into the canal. His friends reached out trying to help him, but he was gone. They called for help, but no one was around. They searched for him until sunset, but the boy was nowhere to be found. Some say he's still stuck at the bottom of the canal with the other villagers and the lost church bell ringer. But the glowing eyes never blinked, and whatever they were, they seemed to be watching them. One night she was walking home when she saw the ghost of the church bell tower. She started to run, but then she tripped and fell on the ground. As she looked up at the sky, she heard a loud crack, and then everything went black. When the police arrived, they found out that she had been killed by lightning. But people in the town said that she had simply died from fright after seeing the ghost. The canal was completed in 1817 and was 3 miles long. They were so proud of their new canal that they held a festival right after it was completed. But little did they know that the people celebrating were actually dancing on a grave. The water that filled the canal came from the ground where an entire village used to stand. And when I say that it was filled with water, I mean it was completely flooded. Houses, barns, fences, everything was underwater. People did and even have enough time to gather their belongings before they were forced to abandon their homes and move to higher ground. What's scary is that no one knows what happened to those people. Some say they moved somewhere else and started a new life. But others say they were killed by bandits and their bodies are still resting at the bottom of the canal. One night in 1954, there was a horrible storm in Klinskoye. The wind was so strong that it knocked down the old church bell tower that stood right next to the canal. The tower fell right into the canal and has been there ever since. Now, some believe that the ghosts of the villagers drowned in the canal, and the spirit of the church bell tower is haunting the place. Locals are too afraid to swim in the canal, and some say they can hear the faint ringing of bells coming from the tower. Is it just the wind, maybe? Or could it be something else? There's only one way to find out. That brings us to today. In 2006, a local man named Pavel went missing. And Pavel isn't the only person who's gone missing near this canal. One day, a group of teenagers decided to go swimming in the canal. There's also a legend that says if you see the ghost of the church bell tower, then your death is near. This happened to a woman named Masha. Some say that if you swim in the canal, you'll never make it out alive. So is the canal really cursed? A while ago, the Obvodny Canal has become a place of mystery and fear for people who live nearby. So if you ever visit the small town of Klinskoye, now it's time to make your voice heard. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, stories, or experiences. And if you like this video,